What's going on, traders? Welcome to Investing Trends, where we talk about the latest news and trades on trending stocks. Welcome back to the Ark Invest series, where we track the trading activity of the popular ETF Ark Invest. To those of you who just found out about Cathie Wood and Ark Invest, welcome, and hope by watching this video, you learn to buy and sell trends of a major institutional funds to help you decide how to trade to make big gains. So far, it helped me make money from trades such as Nintendo, Skills, and Virgin Galactic that I talk about here, so hop on and enjoy the ride. Before we dive into specific individual trades, I want to give you an overall view, a high-level view of what I'm seeing. I am seeing a shift in the overall trend this week. If you haven't noticed, over the past few weeks and months, I was very bullish about the market because the trades Cathie Wood made looked very bullish. There were a lot of buying of shares every day and every week. The trend was up, which gave me confidence for the upside in the stock market when it was already hitting all-time highs. To those who have been watching this series, hope you noticed that I was starting to become a little bit more hesitant and focusing more on defensive stocks. Ark Invest was putting more money into larger and more established companies, into more infrastructure-related companies due to the Biden administration. However, this week showed a strong sign, a clear sign of big profit taking by Ark Invest, along with most other institutions out there. It might have been due to the volatility created by the GameStop revolution, but whatever the reason was, there was a huge profit taking on Wednesday and continued profit taking on Thursday and Friday in lesser amounts. But don't get me wrong, I'm not saying to start panicking and close out all your positions. But you should be wary and start to be more alert on your holdings. The market is trading at its all-time highs, and it may be a good time for you to take profits. It never hurts to take profits. Yes, you may miss out on more upside runs, but I'd rather be on the safe side than being sorry. For me, it is a balance of probability and profits, weighing the risks and rewards. And what I did was sold some shares and took profits. The trend I'm seeing is making me do so, and I'm just sharing my thoughts to you for you to make your own investment decisions. This channel is not for investment advice. That being said, let's dive in and check out the detailed trades Cathie made this week. Again, remember to check out the trades on Wednesday, January the 27th, as it was a big down day as we go down the list. A lot of profit taking on Roku, CRISPR, and Invitae Corporation this week. Cathie has been taking profits on CRISPR for a while now, and the stock seems to be overvalued. For Roku, there was some buying on Monday, followed by selling of shares every single day afterwards, resulting in a total sale of 383,000 shares for the week. For Invitae, shares were sold every day this week. But there seems to be some hope among the sell-off for Tencent. Tencent has been on a strong upward trend lately, and the trend continued this week. Cathie bought shares every day this week, and it is still looking good, whereas Baidu is falling behind a little bit. Baidu was also a stock that showed strong buying momentum along with Tencent, but I see some slowdown here this week. Pacific Biosciences was on a negative trend on my last video and continues to be this week with 425,000 shares being sold. The stock is down 12% for the week. Investors who own this share should watch out and be cautious. Taiwan Semiconductor, TSM, was doing very well in both the stock price performance and ARK buying shares, but we see a sharp break on Friday, with ARK selling a large number of shares with a total sale of 265,000 shares on Friday. For the week, the stock has a net sale of 192,000 shares, but the Friday's large sale is noteworthy. Here are the daily trades for you to take a closer look and see how these stocks, along with others, were traded by Cathie Wood and her team at Ark Invest. Check out how Ark is trading the shares you own and try to find new stock ideas to buy. Going down the list, there's a mixture of buying trends and selling trends here. Like I said before, there is profit taking going on for specific stocks while others are being bought by Ark Invest. So here I want to highlight that the big buys by Ark Invest are 10x Genomics, Nintendo, Grayscale Bitcoin, and JD.com. And looking at number 29, C Limited, ticker symbol SE, I suspect the ARK bought shares of this stock since the stock is down 10% for the week. This should be a reminder that Cathie Wood doesn't have a crystal ball, and just because she's buying doesn't mean that the stock price is going up. Maybe down the road it will go up in the future, but don't just blindly follow her and do your homework. There are a lot of red, negative trends in this section, and this video would be super lengthy if I went through all of them, but I trust that the trending charts and weekly net shares are helpful ways for you to detect what ARK has been up to this week with the stocks you're interested in. Here are the daily trades for the stocks as I scroll to the right. So Nintendo has been a stock that I publicly announced to follow ARK earlier in the series, and updating you that I am up 10%. I was up above 20% at one point, and it came down to 10% after this week, but ARK hasn't sold shares on this stock, so let's see how this trade turns out and how much the stock is up or down when ARK finally starts selling. Going down the list, Ionis Pharma is looking good here with 502,000 shares being bought this week by Ark Invest. The company is in the development and commercialization of RNA-targeted human therapeutic drugs based in California. The stock is down 3.6% for the week, up 30% for the month, and break even looking at the 1-year price chart. Just for the full picture, here is the 5-year performance being up 31%. On its recent investor presentation that happened earlier this month, the company claimed to have a very robust and strong pipeline coming up, but such claim is raising investor expectations and may turn out to be ugly if those expectations are not met. However, if they do meet or exceeded, golden hour for Ionis Pharma. And shout out to Matt Schwab on the next one, as he seems to be long on Snapchat. He left a comment on my last video as he thinks Cathie is wrong on Snapchat as she started selling off shares last week. Well, following to last week's trade, Cathie showed more aggressive sells this week, having sold more than 500,000 shares of Snapchat this week. But take a closer look at the daily trades and you will see that ARK sold most of the shares in one day, sold more than 580,000 shares on Tuesday, and been buying back shares in smaller amounts, resulting in a net sale of 504,000. The stock is down 3.3% for the week, so not too bad, but so far it looks like active trading for the most part. Number 81 is Pakar, which is a relatively new stock position for Ark Invest, and they have been aggressively buying shares of this company. Pakar is in the manufacturing business of medium and heavy-duty trucks, providing design, manufacturing, and customer support of these trucks. The company had its earnings report this week where they announced a drop in revenue, but forecasts are looking strong as they announced a partnership with Aurora on developing autonomous trucks. And you know that the EV space has been blasting off these days, so this stock is looking quite promising. Here are the daily trades for you to take a closer look as I scroll to the right. Not too many stocks I want to highlight here. Kratos and Cyrus Pharma are stocks I want to keep my eye on following last week's video. The key stock I want to share with you in this section is Twitter. So ARK bought Twitter this week for the first time for its portfolio. Twitter's stock price took a massive hit after banning one of its most active user and follower, former President Donald Trump. And it appears that Cathie swooped in and bought the dip on this stock. Those who have been waiting to buy Twitter stock, it may be a good time for you to think about buying in. The stock is up 4% for the week. Finally, Palantir showed us its true potential this week, going ballistic and reaching as high as $45 per share this week following its demo day presentation. It then quickly dropped down to its 30s, currently trading at $35 per share, which is a good sign seeing how it broke the $30 price level and is staying above in its mid-30s. ARK has been buying more shares of Palantir, and as I've been tracking this stock for a while, it looks promising and I'm still holding shares. Here are the daily trades. Take a closer look, do your homework, and hope watching what Cathie Wood does gives you the confidence or comfort of the stocks you own. It could also be useful to see that ARK is selling something that you own and gets you thinking about repositioning your holding. In the following section, the most actively traded stocks are Teradyne and Repair Therapeutics, as ARK bought a bunch of shares of Teradyne this week. Ark Invest bought 200,000 shares this week, resulting in 530,000 shares of total holdings. That is approximately 60% growth in their holdings. Watch out for this one. And I want to provide an update on Skill's stock as I follow Ark Invest on this trade as well. I would not have come across this trade if I am not analyzing their trades and making these YouTube videos for you guys. Well, since the purchase, I am up 26% on this trade and was up more last week as the stock went down 5% this week. I am still holding, putting my diamond hands on this one until ARK sells shares. Let me scroll to the right for you to take a closer look on the daily trades. See it for yourself that ARK has not sold any shares of Skill's stock in the past, which is why I am feeling confident that the shares I own are still good, along with my thoughts about the company, which I've already shared in more detail on one of my other videos dedicated to this company. Go ahead and browse through my channel and check out the other videos I've published for stock investment ideas. Going down the list, we have Rockwell Automation next, which is the stock that I started following recently as ARK has been buying a lot of shares of this stock lately. They bought 30,000 shares this week, which represents 30% of their total holdings of this stock, which is huge in my books. One Life and Experience Investments are also on my watch list as they are relatively new positions for ARK, and when ARK buys something, their buying trend tends to be very strong and consistent. Lots of buying for both of these stocks this week. As I stated on my last video, EXPC is a SPAC company that is looking to merge with a helicopter rental business called Blade that has several locations in New York and Miami, Florida. And One Life Healthcare is a San Francisco-based primary healthcare clinic with in-person care and online resources including mobile app. Looks like a play in the booming healthcare industry along with growth in telehealth sector. Here are the daily trades where you take a closer look at the stocks I've highlighted and others you may be interested in. I know that there's a lot of excitement going on with GameStop, AMC, crypto, and others, but keeping a pulse on the market and watching the trades ARK Invest makes are helpful for me to keep a feel on the market, to keep a tab on it. It's like a surfer preparing and waiting for the right wave to hop on. Hope this gives you some more confidence in the stocks you are holding or gives you new stock ideas to buy. Let this be a guide to your investing needs and long-term investing to reach financial freedom. Please invest safely, subscribe to the channel, and hit that like button. I thank you, appreciate you, and see you next time.